All right, hello class. So what we're going to talk about today is your research proposal. So this is our last week before spring break, and as such, you want to make sure to get this proposal in for the longer essay. So I wanted to go over a sample from the textbook, and okay, that should be it. All right, so this is page 182 in your textbook. This is available, of course, on Canvas. And in particular, okay, here we go. All right. So the proposal has 4 different sections to it. And the first section is called a topic introduction. In this topic introduction, what you're going to do is to talk about the project that you chose, your topic. This is the topic from your short essay that you are expanding, and you talk about what it is and also why you selected it. So here, the student says, "I've chosen firearms as a topic for my essay. Specifically, I'm interested in the stalemate over gun control versus Second Amendment rights. I feel this discussion is important to us, not just as a nation, but as a species, but it's been obfuscated. What are the facts? Where did the statistics come from? Why is the issue so polarized?" So they ask a series of questions here. And part of their goal is to, in a sense, clarify the controversy, and they state that. And so that's really what you should be doing. You know, don't just talk about defining your topic. Bring up some of the questions that your research will answer. All right, so leading question and working hypothesis. That's the second question. Or the second section. If you were to identify the major question that your essay seeks to answer, what would it be? That's basically how this works. So you take your project and think about, what is it I'm trying to do? And this student says, do we actually have a gun problem in the US, or has this topic been distorted by gun control advocates? If the latter, how can we solve the problem? So they're asking a question that essentially frames the argument for them and sets up what they're really wanting to achieve. Okay, so then their reliance on emotional appeal and zealous pursuit of uncompromising solutions like total gun bans leads me to suspect they're not being truthful in their campaigning. Okay, so this is like the student's initial impression to the question. That's why it's a hypothesis. Now it can change, especially as you do research, but it represents what they think right now. So pay attention to the structure here. The second section, it opens with that question, and then there's a few short paragraphs where the student pursues that. After that, they also talk about the other side, because what you want in a common ground argument is a balance. You have a definite point of view, but you also are reflective on your side of the issue, and you talk about what they believe and their strengths and weaknesses. And it's very likely that you're not going to just agree with everything that someone says about this, even if they tend to be on your side. So you're going to discuss that. The third section is your research strategy. Now, this can start with an account of the research you've done thus far. You'll notice that this student breaks it down into some bullet points. They say, I'll need to research these areas, and they just go ahead and list them. So this section doesn't necessarily have to be paragraphs, but just giving me a sense. It's just going to give me a sense of where it is that that you want this project to go. And lastly, it closes with a reference list, so sources sampled. And this is just a selection of sources. There's 5 here. I think I asked for 7 on the project, but it's just a snapshot of where your research is at this particular point in time. So I would really recommend going to this sample. Starts on page 182, and use that as a guide to set up your project. You can write yours in APA or MLA. That's up to you. If it's an MLA, you don't need a title page, but you can just jump right into the discussion. If it's an APA, go ahead and include an APA title page set up like what you see here. So so that's one of our primary goals this week. We also have another article, or another activity. And okay, so we're in week 8. This is the week before spring break. So you'll be turning in your research proposal. I also have a discussion board over this particular presentation called the Singer Solution to World Poverty. This is a TED Talk, and I'm looking for your perspective on that as well. And there is a quiz to take too. We're going to spend a bit of time in class talking about this and talking about it from the perspective of a common ground argument. So so I'd like you to watch it today when you have a chance to see the Zoom presentation, and then other than that, spend some time working on your proposal. That proposal will be due by Sunday, so I'm going to give you some class time to get as much of that started and done as you can. I'm available by email if you have any questions or anything, so just let me know. Thank you.